My name is Bill Fleck, and the first time I found out about LSSI was when I was 8 years old at St. Simon's. I had been at that church in Sunday school since I was 5 years old. And our pastor sent the richest man in the congregation, it was during the Depression, but he's still rich, out to Nachusa. He says, go out there, I hear they have some needs and some problems, see what you can find out, what we can do to help them. And that was what would have been 1933, yeah. So he found, first thing he saw that some of the little kids were sharing beds, single beds, because they didn't have enough beds, so he went to Dixon and bought enough beds and I don't know how many, and mattresses, so they all had a place to sleep. And then Nachusa became part of our church budget. And then that funneled down to a Sunday school kids, and we started collecting our pennies and nickels, because that's about all we offered those days, a dime maybe at Sunday school, you know, so that we could give that money along with the church money to Nachusa for the orphanage there, yeah. During the Depression, my dad had a woodworking shop to make his violins and mandolins and guitars and all that, you know. A real violin is carved out of a block of wood, out of spruce on the top and maple on the bottom, and it has to be hand carved. Well, Daddy would trust me with tools and show me how to use them. Then when I got into the Navy and asked if I could work towards a carpenter's rate, and I got to be second class, and that was working on boats. Another new experience. I think the scariest moment was climbing down that cargo on that small island called Eby, right next to Kwajalein. We were outfitted as Marines when we took that island. We had backpacks, gas masks, helmets, rifles, shovels. I mean, we were so loaded. And I thought, geez, if I lose my hold on this cargo net and it's going back and forth, and I don't land in that boat, I'll go right to the bottom, you know. We were living in tents. We hadn't built up the island yet. It was still a mess, and I had no tools on the island except a saw and a hammer. Around 5 in the morning, it was dark. The officer of the watch, Fleck, he says, we got a dead sailor and we don't have any coffins. Go down at the end of the island, there's some bombed out Japanese buildings. You might find enough wood. So I went down there, and yeah, there was wood there. It was all weather beaten, rusty nails. So I found some boards, cut them to size, saved the nails, and it was still just sun coming up. And all of a sudden, it's like that sun just popped out over the horizon, and that bright light shined on me, you know. And I said, oh my God, this is resurrection morning, this is Easter. And it just hit me then. And I said, here, this boy's folks are probably at church praying for him. Here I am building a coffin on Easter morning. I mean, that sort of stuck with me.
My name is Stefan Potushnik. I'm pastor here at Christus Victor Lutheran Church in Elk Grove Village. For several years now, Bill is involved in this cross ministry that he builds in his garage, and he found out that the youth would like to go to the National Youth Gathering at the ELCA, and so he thought it would be a great idea, or the youth director thought it was a great idea to hand out crosses. We gave him a quota, about 5,000 crosses we need, and for a single person to make by hand without big machines, 5,000 crosses is quite a task. So Bill got on it, and every day he's in his garage and is making out of oak wood beautiful crosses, and brings them pretty much whenever he comes to church. He brings a bag, and we have now a large amount already, so soon we will be ready for the National Youth Gathering to hand out these crosses. And now we have our dear Bill Fleck here, who will talk about Lutheran Social Service of Illinois. We have Good Shepherd Sunday, and he will tell us a little about why he is so passionate about supporting Lutheran Social Service and all the good things they are doing here in our state. Thank you, Bill, for being here this morning.
Good morning and welcome to Good Shepherd Sunday.
Every year, Bill is a champion of Lutheran social service for us. He comes and does the reading usually. He shares a personal story how he and his late wife Jean, the good work of Lutheran Social Service of Illinois, and is really inspiring us to join him in being the hands and feet of Jesus in our community.
He's one hell of a person. He's a real faith-based human being, and probably the fairest and the most generous and kind and thoughtful man I think I've ever met. I think LSSI has played a very important part of his life. The common thread is his faith, his need to spread the gospel, and that is the way he can do that. In this little workshop, this is how he can spread the gospel, and giving it to as many people as he's giving it to, and to the kids. I hope that they'll be grateful and they'll understand that this was made by somebody with a lot of love and a lot of faith.
When you think about a 96-year-old gentleman who's been a philanthropist from the age of 8 years old in supporting not only LSSI's ministries, but many ministries in caring for God's children and inspiring others to do that. And this is a cross that is made from one of the pews at St. Simon's Church, where Bill first began his journey of philanthropy. And it's just amazing that this cross reminds me every day of Bill Fleck, his inspiring story of giving. And I know that when I have this with me, I have a little bit of Bill Fleck with me, and I'm able to take his passion along with me in the work that I do.
Whenever he speaks about LSSI, he's quoting this Bible verse. For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. I needed clothes, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you looked after me. I was in prison, and you came to visit me. When Bill reads this now, we know Bill is doing this in his life in front of us, and we are inspired to do the same in our daily life.
Everybody's got some money that they can spare. I'm one that'll ask for $1 if I can get it, you know, and that all adds up, because I tell them about the good things that LSI can do with that money, and I would feel that they've got to feel good that they're part of it, that they know that that money is being used as they would like it to be used, and that it goes a lot further than any other outfit I know that does good work.